In today's reading, we're going to be looking at a path that you are currently walking down and what you need to know about that. So, what path are you on? What is the trajectory of that path? Are there alternative paths or what? So, we're going to find out some information about that. Now, you don't have to see this video or watch this video before midnight, but I have been guided to add that into the title. So, especially if you find this video before midnight, whatever time it happens to be, pay attention to that. And there could be an emphasis on like a reset energy for you. Because as you are moving into the next chapter or the next cycle of this path, as you're moving forward on this path, there's an opening, there's a portal. And I'm hearing the word ascension. So this is that northward trajectory, the path of the divine soul calling. So make your selection. We've got the frog here for group number 1, the crow for group number 2, and the elephant for group number 3. Timestamps are below, and we'll see you in your readings. Hi, group number 1. Welcome to your reading. You guys were drawn to the frog card. And especially if you found this before midnight or you clicked on this video and it is at some point before midnight, you are going to be finding a profound sense of healing on the path that you're currently on. The frog trajectory here speaks of cleansing, clearing, and healing. This is like a deep spiritual and emotional healing. There is a certain level of groundedness that I'm getting from this group as well. It feels like the level of healing that you've been able to achieve walking this path is now being centered into you or anchored into your reality in some way. So there's a groundedness to this healing, there's a practical aspect to this healing, and there's a future trajectory on this path that feels very much aligned with the depth that your healing has allowed you to achieve. Now, this depth feels as though you went into muddy waters, you sunk below the surface, you really were tested. I'm seeing a lotus rising through the mud out into the top of the water, into the sunlight again. So there's definitely been some trials here. There was a lot of subconscious programming. There was an initiation that you had to go through that was very painful or difficult. I'm actually hearing the word suffering. And yet you managed to do the necessary levels of healing. And I'm seeing that there were multiple levels of healing here. So there was not just like surface level healing. And that's why the energy that you're bringing here on this path, that you're carrying with you, and I think on some level sharing with others, is really about this depth of healing, meeting yourself at all of these different levels. So let's take a look at this card in the book. The frog and the water element are almost inseparable. The frog spends its first months of life entirely within this healing element and then emerges to rest on land. But no matter how earthly the frog becomes, its need for cleansing and rejuvenation is regular. Frogs tend to become overworked and undernourished, so it's vital that such sensitive creatures practice self-care. This card serves as a reminder that water helps us cleanse, forgive, and release. Time to dive in. Frogs aren't meant to carry a heavy load. When in balance, the frog energy is clear and has an enthusiasm for life. When out of balance, it becomes depleted or it runs on empty. To bring it into balance, lake, river, oceans, or bathhouses are recommended. There's a deep level of sensitivity, and I think that the whole reason why you're able to walk this path and why you're destined for this path, group number 1, is because you have this level of sensitivity that creates a connection with the unseen, a connection with other people. Connections seem to be important here. I'm getting that coming through strongly. And these emotional or these energetic connections, the understanding that all life is connected and you are being you're tapped into that, or you're able to feel that. I'm being shown the froggy feet, the webbed feet. It's like each finger is connected by this webbing, this great web of life. And I feel that level of sensitivity, and that I'm getting the word undernourished, which it did mention in the book 333 as I said that. It's like you've not always had what you needed. Because you were in the muddy waters, it's like you were oxygen deprived, or because you were in the intensity of sensation at these different levels and doing this deep clearing work, or because you're connected to other people who have not done that clearing work for themselves and you were absorbing it, or you were feeling it, or you were very sensitive to it, it made you realize where your tank was empty, where you were being drawn back. And I'm hearing the drawbacks of a sensitive life. And yet, the power of this and the strength in this sensitivity is profound. So let's get some more cards here to complete your reading. There's a couple of decks that were pre-selected intuitively. We'll get into those. I'm being called to this one first. Something about Egyptian lore is coming up, and something about dancing with death. I feel like you've maybe, like a lot of this path has characterized this need for release or surrender, this deep facing of fears, like mortal peril types of fears, survival. You may be somebody who can see beyond the veil, or you connect to the afterlife, or you connect to those realms of the quote unquote dead. It's not dead, it's just spirit. It's actually more alive than here in a lot of ways. Okay, let's see what else is going on here on this path. Restraint or the end of conflict. Number 13. Divine feminine number here. Restraint or the end of conflict. I feel like a lot of you in this group have been restrained. You may have felt like you were restrained, or I'm hearing the word detained, like detained by life. Like you can only go this far and then you get bricked in, or you get held back in some way. It's almost like there was frequencies that you couldn't move past. But the problem here was not in your capacity to go into those zones or areas. It was more like you had to find what inside of you was restraining you. It's not, I mean, I am getting the phrase, you are not the problem, but you are the solution. And I'm also getting the phrase, you're your own worst enemy. Again, there's interconnectedness. It's like this awareness of these different, seemingly separate things being connected. Leadership. I just heard the number C, and C would be the third letter of the alphabet. So number 3 could be very significant for you. 333 or Ascended Master energy here. This is God of Chaos, okay? So you may have like really had to endure a lot of chaos, and there may have been enemies at your back. I'm not putting in quotations flippantly or to invalidate. I'm getting this energy and I'm kind of quoting it. It may have very much felt like you were being poked in certain directions, or that you were being fenced in other directions. It kind of felt like you were not your own master. But this path is taking you to the end of this conflict, the freeing yourself from these bonds, from these bindings, from these restraints, and coming into this position of leadership, self-sovereignty, because you have been faced with these terrible foes of life. And in that, you are learning, you have learned how to better navigate that and how to overcome that. What else does group number 1 need to know about this path? I'm hearing weaning. Okay, we have melancholy and sadness. And it's the sheep. You may have experienced profound sadness at feeling like you were corralled, that you were not allowed. Oh yeah, this is really difficult. It's coming up in my throat chakra, something about the croaking or the expanding of the throat of the frog. You may have felt like your rights were stripped away, group number 1. You may have felt like you were corralled into what other people were doing and not allowed to roam free. But this path is allowing you to release that. The grief, the sadness, maybe even the rage. or perhaps the depression or the cynicism around being confined in such a way for an extended period of time. I'm hearing half the life cycle, something about half of your life, or it may have felt like half of your life was this intensity of being confined, or this restriction or the burden that came along with this level of sensitivity, or the work that you had to do to clear a lot of this out. But I'm seeing a productive step forward in the right direction. Writing or a person's legacy. Okay, roll of papyrus. And there's the number 13 again, but it's reversed. You see 13 and 31? And I'm seeing them kind of like mirroring each other here. So it feels like you've dealt with a lot of mirroring on this path, and you've had to learn how to perfect and understand what that actually meant for you, how that applied to you, where these internal restrictions were being mirrored on the outside. And I want to say vice versa as well, where the outside was mirroring what was on the inside. Something about neglect. Have you felt neglected? Have you felt like your needs were neglected? And I'm also hearing the word deflected, and I'm being shown like a shield or some sort of armor. It feels like this path has been teaching you how to defend yourself energetically, and I'm actually getting the word karmically as well, how to defend yourself karmically, how not to absorb the karmic implications of the world around you or others, or how not to take on the burdens of, I'm hearing certain lifestyles. Again, I don't know what that means, and I'm using a lot of quotations in your group, but it's like certain lifestyles that maybe I'm hearing plugged up. Okay, so it's like this flow was not allowed to move freely. The waters within you, the emotions, okay? You may feel emotionally as though you were restricted. There was a barrier there. Like certain emotions couldn't come out. Communication may be a big part of the path you're on, group number 1. Writing could be your legacy. Communication, speaking could be your legacy. And you could become a leader in that field, because you have dealt with so much of the darker aspects here. 1111, as I just looked up. So you're getting a lot of alignment numbers. It feels like these are activation codes for you to help you walk this path. And I just heard in the dark of night, and the phrase darkest before the dawn is coming out as well. I just felt called to flip this, and it's change in circumstances. There's another number 3. You're going to have a rebirth here, and a change in circumstances will take place. This says under the hind part of the cow, which could be significant as well. The cow could be Taurus. It could be through a Taurus transit that you experience a rebirth, a significant rebirth. Which Taurus transit? I'm going to leave that up to you to figure out. You have this ability to feel and to sense intuitively very strongly. Okay. Illumination or relevant, I'm hearing relevant, revelation. I feel like every lesson that you've learned is going to become relevant, and you're going to see why. Because you're gonna write about it, you're gonna sing about it, you're going to speak about it, you're going to share it in some way, you're gonna transmit this information on this path. And so nothing that you went through was for nothing. Construction and building. You are going to build something out of this. It's like you're building yourself back up again, building yourself up from scratch. There's definite phoenix energy here. It's like you've been burned down to the ashes and ground down into dust so many times, but you just bounced back. Each time you bounced back. I just noticed 333. Yeah, I did say that. So there you go, confirmation. And I did notice also that 1 and 3 on either side here makes 4, and then you've got 4 here, so 444. A lot of very anchored, ascended energy that you're working with, group 1. So let's take a look here at construction and building. What are you constructing here? What are you building? I'm hearing something about the set list. Set list. You do have the god set here, but something about a priority something that you're making priority. Peace. Okay. So you're constructing peace. You're rebuilding your own inner peace. Right. That's there. I'm being shown the armor again, and it's silver. I just want to mention that because the visual that I'm seeing is like a silver shield. A silver shield. Reminds me of silver tongue as well. You could be rebuilding your sense of peace so that you feel calm, cool, and collected and able to narrate a particular story that you need to tell here about this. Because this level of sensitivity is, I want to say, quite rare. I'm being shown a whole list of things that you feel like you need to do. And I was also seeing a whole bunch of frogs all over the ground. So even though I just said that it's rare, it feels like maybe you don't see through that fog or that mist of all of these other things that are going on. You may feel like you are a dime a dozen, but you're not. Something about your mentality shifting is coming through as well. And I feel like this is part of the reconstruction, the illumination that you're going through is reconnecting to this inner peace and finding that peace in the environment as well. And I'm hearing unrestrained. There's a feeling of peace here that comes for you or comes to you, group number one, even possibly through you, when you are at peace and able to unrestrain yourself. It's like you're able to express yourself without restraint. And I'm also seeing a lot of heart sensitivity. The color green just stood out to me with the frog here, and this is heart chakra or heart center energy. Multiverse, wow. The shield that they were showing me was kind of reminding me of Captain America. And it didn't have like the star on it, but it was just like this plain silver shield. But it reminded me of Captain America. And then now that multiverse card is here, it's like the Avengers whole, or like all the Marvel comics and how it is a multiverse. And there's like multiple different storylines and timelines and characters and superheroes. I feel like you've lived many, many lives, and those lives are not in the past. They are happening simultaneously. They are part of your multidimensional framework. And you are a builder. I'm hearing you are a builder, maybe master builder energy. Like the architect here of the divine, you're able to create, you're able to timestamp things, I'm hearing. It's like you're able to feel or sense into priorities through time. This is really interesting because what I'm being shown is almost like if you have access to all of these multidimensional wavelengths, all of these frequencies, and you're so sensitive that you can tap into that, then what you're doing is actually simultaneously working on yourself in this lifetime while you're also processing all of this energetic weight or these burdens or karma from multiple other lifetimes. And again, I want to emphasize that they're not past lifetimes. They are present lifetimes that are occurring simultaneously, like parallel lifetimes, if we want to look at it that way. Parallel timelines of you, and you're doing this like deep, intense shadow work. And I'm hearing maneuvering, and I'm seeing you maneuvering through the minutia, all of these little finite details of these time periods and how they come together. This is very ascended master level energy. And I'm hearing embodiment. It's like this path is taking you into a new level of embodiment. Again, grounding this energy into this present moment at this point or timestamp in the multiverse. But you're like centering all of these other things around this achievement connected to peace, the achievement of embodied peace. Descend. Oof, yeah. And I was seeing a frog diving down earlier into that mud. It's like you've been into the depths. You've very much been into the depths. You have had to face a lot of the shadows and the darkness that this world and the other worlds have to offer. But this has made you very, very adept at navigating. Here we have the past, and I emphasized so clearly twice, this is not past energy. Even though this card is coming out, it feels like a confirmation. It's not past energy. We would look at it that way from the human perspective. From a linear point of view, we would see it as past. And in some ways it is, but it's not because it's happening now. It's happening simultaneous to this moment. That's why you're able to feel it so intensely. It's not a memory. It's a collective energy. It's your own collective energy. On the bottom, we have return. I'm hearing return to peace, transformation, magic. Yes, okay. A return to peace. I'm going to put that here. The color blue also just stood out to me. That's throat chakra related. I feel like you are so good at flowing, group number 1, that you're able to return to certain points in time. It's like it cycles back on itself, or you're able to connect multidimensionally through like airwaves, I'm getting as well. This is interesting. So what are you constructing? What's the point of doing all of this multidimensional work? What is this leading to here? 10 of Swords. The finalization of a contract, I just heard. And released. This is Dark Night of the Soul energy. This is it's darkest before the dawn. And I literally said that phrase, and the 10 of Swords always says that to me. So I'm not surprised to see it here. I'm hearing a return to gentleness, and I'm being shown this like deer in the background. Deer energy is very soft, very gentle. And I'm seeing that the frog that you have become here is very thick-skinned. And I think that part of what you've been building here is that level of thickness of the skin, not a reduction in the sensitivity, but the ability to handle a lot of energy, a lot of darker energy, a lot of, I'm hearing miscommunications, misunderstandings, and having to delve into the depths of yourself to understand you. 5 of Swords, yeah, miscommunications, misunderstandings, being pitted or at odds with other people. I keep getting this sort of like enemies on all sides, on all fronts. It's like constantly being attacked. And there's this sensitive soul in the center going, oh my God, what do I do? And I feel like you've been accumulating this wealth of knowledge within you and within these cycles of time that are happening non-linearly, that are allowing you to understand how better to protect yourself psychically, energetically, emotionally. I think setting boundaries is a big part of this, but it's more than that, because it's like an energetic doorway that you're able to control whether it's opened or closed. And there's multiple doorways here. Now, in regard to the pathway, I feel like there's multiple pathways, and yet there's only one path. You see what I mean here? It's like paradox of the multiverse. It's everything and nothing. It's multiple doorways, multiple pathways that you're working with, and yet the one path that you're moving on is very well trodden, because it feels like you've been back and forth on it many times. Again, I looked up and it was 2202. So every time I look at the camera, there's a synchronicity, there's a number coding there. Angel numbers, again, the quotations, but it's like you're able to align fluidly, effortlessly. You're able to see things, you're able to perceive, you notice things. Or this path is going to call you into action in regard to taking note of and paying attention to signs, synchronicities, how things start to line up or match up, or where that energy is being mirrored to you so you can see it better. The devil. I had a feeling like descend and the devil. I was picking up on some dark energy here, some opposition. It's like you've had to return to times when this was prominent, it's like war timeline type energy. And you may have had a lot of conflict in your life because of that. Even if it's not like literal war, it just feels like you've been at war with this sensitivity, with other people, with being misunderstood, with being a deeply I'm hearing misheld and misshapen. It's like people who got their hands on you mishandled you, and then you became misshapen because you are so soft and malleable, so sensitive. And you've had to kind of learn how to galvanize yourself, how to strengthen yourself, to protect yourself so that that sensitivity is not used against you, or so that sensitivity isn't viewed as a weakness by you or by other people. Because your sensitivity is truly your greatest strength, and it's actually what built the sword and the shield. I'm being shown a sword now. The sword being about communication, your throat, your message, the messenger, and that shield being what is retrieving you. I'm hearing retrieving. The shield is retrieving you. I'm not sure what that means, but that's coming through. It's like an energetic shield. A shield of protection. There's the Ace of Swords. I just saw that. So there you go. Confirmation. All right. You are returning to your own self, and you are strong in yourself. I'm hearing the song You Can Go Your Own Way, or the lyrics from that song, You Can Go Your Own Way. I feel like this is you returning to yourself, and I'm hearing humble messenger, humble path, humble guardian. You may have lived past lifetimes in Atlantis, especially during the fall of Atlantis and the I'm getting a lot coming through. Something about fake humbleness and miserly energy. Something about being taken on board. I'm being shown like almost kind of looks like a Viking ship, or maybe it's like an Egyptian ship. I'm not sure. Something about being sold into slavery. And I'm seeing again this pathway unfolding through time. And it's like spirals, or it's kind of like loops back on itself, even though the loops are separate, they are connected. I'm seeing webbing, almost like, how do I describe this? It's kind of like there's like this spiraling time like this, but all of the loops aren't separate. It's like they're webbed together. And so when you look at it from above, it's like a wormhole, is kind of what it looks like. So energetically, you're connecting the dots through time, and you're healing some of this misshapen energy, some of the trials and tribulations that you endured as a soul. Eight of Swords, getting out of being trapped. I keep hearing mishandled, and again, she's bound here, right? Restraint. There was something about your power that was restrained. There was something about your energy that was restrained. There was something about your self-worth that you didn't see because you were mishandled, because you were mistreated, and because you were so deeply sensitive and that sensitivity was not honored or revered. It was used against you. But it is meant to be it is a very powerful gift. And it is meant to be used in a constructive and empowering way in this lifetime. So you're returning to freedom, and I'm seeing you see the way out. Whew. Justice reversed and the Tower reversed. Karmic duty, something about civic service. I'm hearing service to humanity. I'm hearing humble roots. And I'm seeing your energy being flagged in some way. So there's an energy of prosperity here that's coming in all of a sudden now. I'm seeing a reigning type of energy, leadership again. It's like you're reconnecting to some kind of a royal bloodline, or like this royalty of the spirit. Let's put it that way. Let's take bloodline out of it, but it is and it's not, but it's a royalty of the spirit, and there was some kind of a karmic contract that kept you in, like the tower. I'm seeing like the Tower of London, again, prisoner type energy. And it's like you were a king or a queen that was put into that tower and reprimanded in some way for not following the status quo, for going against the systems that were currently accepted at any particular time. Even if this is just a metaphor or symbolic of the energy that you've been in this lifetime, it still holds that same weight. It's still part of this karmic contract. But I love that the tower's in reverse here, because you had that building and constructing energy, and this is what the tower in reverse speaks of to me, is the tower has crumbled. The phoenix has burned itself into ash, and the phoenix rebirths itself from that ash, and the tower is reconstructed from the rubble. And your capacity to understand this and to move fluidly through this type of mess and chaos is really, truly commendable. Really, truly commendable, group 1. Okay. 8 of Wands reversed. I'm going to do 3 more. 2 of Cups. And the 3 of Pentacles, okay? Something about a mission statement or mission status, updates, upgrades. I feel like there's a change that's coming in fast. I'm hearing change in the wind, and I'm noticing that there's these sheep here in the background, and you had the sheep here. It's like you are not going with the crowd. I feel like you're going to be the one sending messages to help corral people in the right direction. So it's like you step in not as a savior, but as a guide of sorts to help people to find peace. It's like you have gone through all this convolution, all of this messiness to find your own peace or to reclaim that peace. And you're going to be offering that to others. Now, you're not going to give it away to those who are not ready for it. But you're going to construct something that helps others to return to that inner peace, or some semblance of it, until they're ready to fully embark on that journey themselves. Now, the Two of Cups in the center here feels like healing. It feels like you had an Achilles heel that was like your kryptonite, or was like this one weakness. It may have been love. It may have been trusting other people. It may have been not listening to your intuition when it came to certain contracts with other people emotionally. It's kind of like you may have overlooked certain intuitions that you got, or certain knowings that you had, in favor of developing a relationship, or wanting or needing, desiring to feel understood and therefore connected. I feel like there's a deep wound here around separation or abandonment of self. But from, again, these fires of transmutation, you're being reborn as a version of you in this current now time and on this pathway that's unfolding, that is much more solid in your connection with self. And again, this embodiment, this grounding, this natural flow of energy that is this highest frequency. It has a lot of force to it, but it's not forceful. It has strength, it has power. And it's like you're finally mastering that or owning that. And I'm hearing in this lifetime. And now I'm hearing before midnight again. Before midnight, we have King of Cups on the bottom. Before midnight, what? We're going to get some Astro Dice. Before midnight. I'm hearing breakthrough. Okay, we have Aries again with leadership. Leadership. Called into a higher position. I'm hearing we have second house of worth, self-worth, value, what you value. I'm hearing 1 and 1 make 2. Yes, connections, relationships, but also this independence that you have here. And then you have the North Node. So you're stepping out of the South Node and into the North Node. You're stepping into your destiny in this lifetime. The path that is unfolding is one that you've meant to build here, rather than things that you were confined to because of past circumstances. You're stepping out of the past and into the creation and the active, intentional walking of this path into the future. You may not be doing it alone. There may be someone else here, or multitudes of different people, because again, I'm being shown like these fields full of sheep and these like a forest full of frogs. It's like there's many others like you who are, I'm seeing actually a field of black sheep. Okay, so you may identify with that black sheep energy, and it's like there's a whole field of you, and you're coming together and you're seeing the value in each other. You may be taking the lead here. Part of this path could be taking the lead on sharing how to fight these dark forces, or how to combat this wounding, or how to heal, how to cleanse, how to purge, how to open up, how to... I'm hearing destruction and reformation. It's like how to rebuild yourself again. Having been through the darkest of times, having been at rock bottom, you have invaluable insight to share with other people to help them recover, or to help them to bounce back. And you're a leader in that field, or you're going to be, group number 1. Maybe you're going to write a self-help book. Maybe you're going to sing music that's very healing and touches people's souls very deeply. Maybe it's just your frequency, and when people come across you, they open up to you emotionally because you have this level of sensitivity that they can also sense. Whether they are that level of sensitivity or not, they can sense that you are, and they open up to you, they divulge things to you, and you're able to help them heal that, maybe even just through the releasing of it. Maybe you don't physically do anything, but them being able to have a safe space to open up is healing in and of itself. You are here to bring peace on earth. You are the peaceful warrior. And you've seen too many battles, my friend, so now it's time to come home to peace again. The peace will bring prosperity. And I'm hearing, I bless you. So I'm going to say that. I bless you for this prosperity, for your greatest and highest good. And so it is. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap the reading up there. I hope that this was helpful. Just take what resonates and leave the rest as always. And if you would like to dive deeper into this, I am currently offering Reiki energy healing sessions. They are distance energy healing sessions. They are remote, so it's filmed, but it's just my audio. I'm describing what I'm seeing. It's a very channeled type of energy healing work that we do. I will receive messages, visuals, cues for the 7 main chakras and beyond, whatever your soul is needing at that time, and transmit that both verbally and energetically. And if you're looking for a reading like this, I also have those available at this time. Information is in the description box below. Bookings are through PayPal. Make sure you add your email so that I can return those to you when the readings are done. And thank you for your patience and your purchases for anyone who has ordered a reading or a session with me. I am stocking up that list, and I'm just being prepared now energetically to start manifesting that healing and manifesting those readings in alignment of divine timing. I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. And a big special thank you to the members here on the channel. If you want to become a member and get access to additional content and live streams with me, the information is in the description below, or you can hit the join button. I love you guys. Thanks again. And we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Crow card. And we're looking at your current path, where you're at right now, where you're moving into, and why it's necessary for you to hear this message right now. Okay, I'm hearing intuitive development, jumping right into things here. The Crow is highly psychic, very sensitive, very third eye oriented. And I'm hearing future sight. Some of you in this group are seers, or you have the capacity for precognition. It's basically seeing. I'm hearing theory, something about the theory of time and space or relativity. You can move your consciousness back and forth through time at will. And so basically what you're doing is you're not reading the future per se. What you're doing is tapping into a future now moment. It's like you can feel or sense that or see that. I'm hearing something about complications, and I'm seeing like a tangled web or string that has gotten all tangled together. The threads of fate. It feels like you are kind of like this. It's like you are the fates, like the 3 fates from Macbeth. It's like you have this gift of sight, and so you can foresee certain things, but it's complicated because you don't always know how it's going to land with other people or how you're going to land in that information. And I'm having a difficult time expressing this because it almost feels like it's confusing to you. Like you may not know what it means because you receive information or you see something, but you don't have the context for it because it's kind of like out of phase. I'm seeing something about like you phase in, you phase out, and this information kind of gets distorted or warped as you phase in or phase out of that energy. That's the best way that I can describe it. I'm not really sure what that means or what that's going to look like for you, but it gets distorted or garbled in some way. And so you get some of the truth, but not necessarily all of it. And that's why I think it can get a little confusing. I'm hearing playing your cards right, 222, as I just looked up as well. Playing your cards right, and that 2 sequence is about alignment. I'm also hearing the word harmony. Okay. What cards is group number 2? Oh yeah, 2, number 2 again, playing here. And what does playing those cards right look like for them on this path? Something about the dream realm is coming up, being able to have precognitive dreams or foresight in your dreams. I'm hearing foreshadowing. It's like you get cues, or you get little hints, you get nudges, you get some information. You get a little package of a download, but again, it's garbled in some way, and you're still, again, not sure how that applies. It's like it is foreshadowing, like in a book. When you finally have the big reveal, the big twist ending has been exposed, you look back at all the foreshadowing, all the little hints that were dropped, and they make perfect sense. But in the initial stages of receiving those hints without having that foreknowledge of that, the total forthcoming of the outcome, it's like it doesn't necessarily make sense. And this is what I'm seeing here for you. I'm hearing something about a red shield, love and romance, 22. Yeah, twos. Twos are significant in this group. Partnership, harmony, alignment, psychic connections, telepathy could also be something that you have going on here on this path. Psychic connection with a partner. What is the red shield? Maybe this is talking about root chakra. Let's see what's coming up on this path. Being of service. Inundation. Goddess of the flood, recovered senses, and under the hind part of the sheep. I think you've been flooded with information, group 2. Again, I get this sense that you receive a lot of intuitive downloads, a lot of messages, whether they're coming from the outside or they're coming from the inside. You receive a lot of messages. There's definitely a sixth sense here, a level of sensitivity that is beyond the physical reality, ESP. And I feel called to say that I don't think you deny that in yourself. I think that you've come to embrace that. And it may be because there's something that you're meant to do with that and you know it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 9. It feels like there's a death of something here, or there's like an old way of operating in the world that you're closing out. You're closing out a cycle here. Now, 9s are also about being of service, as it says in the card here. It's like humanitarian efforts. So you may have a deep love for someone or something that is calling you to use these skills or these gifts. And I'm hearing the word recommendations. Recommendations. You're being recommended perhaps to use these gifts in service, or you have recommendations to give to people because you can sense certain things or see certain things at a distance or far off. You have a bird's eye view in some way here. Tree of life and wisdom. I feel like you can see beyond the veil, predecessor of the born. You can see beyond the veil. Another 9. Yeah, 1 and 8. And that's the moon card in the tarot. So you're very connected to like these psychic, feminine, intuitive senses. Feminine being like female polarity, yin energy. You're very sensitive to receiving it. Now you may get inundated by that sometimes. Like it's just all coming in too much. You get these big downloads. You get these intense dreams. You get these big psychic reshufflings. I'm being shown, oh yeah, playing the cards right. Being brought back to that message. Reshufflings. And I think that it's because you're able to kind of like close out cycles, or you're closing out energy. Maybe even collapsing. I don't know what this means, but I'm getting this message about collapsing predestiny. It's almost like you have this prophetic sight, you have this prophetic gift, and whether you say something or you don't can create that timeline, or it can collapse it. And it's all coming from this very wise place. It's giving me crone energy. The crow, the crone, the wisdom of an old soul. Very old soul, very, very old soul, ancient soul. Authority and power. And this is why you have this level of authority, or this power, because that level of authority, hold on, I got interrupted mid-sentence and I was just shown somebody being old enough to rent a car. It's like you have to, it's not just about having your license, it's about proving that you are a good enough driver to be able to rent a car. And I'm hearing something about, or seeing, driving across country. It's like these far-reaching strands of fate move and are woven through your life in such a way that you have had to be proven worthy of mastering that level of power, so that it wasn't going to be mishandled or misused or for ill intent, or even just like accidentally causing harm. It's you using this in service. You may be able to predict things for people that helps them to prevent certain negative things from happening in their life. You're like, I saw something about this. I don't think you should go there, or I don't think you should do that. And it's just a recommendation. You may even say it in passing, and you're like, I don't know why I feel this. I just get this kind of, But really what you're doing is you're reporting a prophecy. Some of you also may have dealt with some level of Cassandra syndrome. If you look that up, it's an old Greek myth about a woman who was gifted with this gift of prophecy, but was also simultaneously cursed, so that when she would tell people these prophecies, they wouldn't believe her, and then the prophecies would come true, and she would have to watch her loved ones suffer. And you could be unbinding yourself from that. I'm hearing something about routine all of a sudden as well. And the 999 seems significant. Something about the ninth house, beliefs, philosophy, distance, travel. Again, the ninth house is ruled by Sagittarius, which is expansion and growth through travel. Either distance travel through the mind or distance travel physically. And I was seeing long distance trips across the country, or across something about planetary boundaries. I'm seeing different countries and the boundaries of the countries. Philosophical thought that bridges the gap between different areas. So this is why I think that you have this level of authority and this power, is because you've lived in, say, for example, every country at soul level, or you're well-traveled spiritually. Or literally, but I always read everything intuitively as symbolic of spirit. You take it how it resonates, but it feels like you're very well traveled at the soul level. And so you do have this gift, and you can work with it to prevent destruction and chaos. Okay. This is your active service. So this path is one of your own creation, and I'm hearing narrative. It's like you're able to on some level control the narrative. You may be able to control how other people see things. And again, I feel like you have to be careful with how you wield that power, because you are very influential. You have this gift of sight. It has been proven in some way, or it will be. And therefore, you have to be very responsible with that. Again, I feel like you've been around many, many lifetimes and cycles and interplanetary, all of it. Like you've been around, you know how to do this. But in any lesser or less capable hands, or any less mature hands, without this level of wisdom, it would become very destructive. It could be used for evil, It's like, but that's not what you're here to do. Wow, rebirth. The Phoenix came up in group 1 as well. Not from the card, just energetically, intuitively. And I've been writing this down in my synchronicities journals for the past, couple of weeks, I want to say. So this rebirth energy is very prominent. And this is like, again, where you gained all this wisdom, because you're a timeless being. I'm hearing you've aged and matured well, and this is what has led to this wisdom. A wealth of knowledge. Celestial realm. Gods of the angelics. Something about the crow here being connected to the gods of the angelics. It's like feminine celestial energy that I'm getting strongly, and this angelic frequency is so strong. Celebration. These two torches here are reminding me of the Two of Wands in the tarot. You may, again, be able to look at different choice points and control the narrative, or you're able to even like pass through those choice points and find the middle path. It's not about one or the other even. It's how you navigate through life. And you do it very intuitively. You get a lot of guidance from above. I was seeing that from the Tree of Life as well. And it may feel like it's coming from angels or it's coming from your guides, but really it's these higher aspects of yourself that you're tapping into. Different fractions and fractals of the higher self. It's like a disco ball. I just noticed that here in the in the image there. And when disco balls show up in my reality synchronistically, I know that we're talking about fractals and to some level projection, because the light hits them and then reflects out. So it's not actually projection, but it's like there's a whole multitude of different angles that are being achieved here. Different perspectives are being illuminated. And I think that you're going to be seen as a wise one. And I just heard wherever you're at on this path is where you're meant to be. It may not be where you want to be, but it's where you're meant to be. You may feel like you're under something, like you're under someone's thumb, or you're underneath of something, or you're hidden in some way. But maybe that's for your own protection, because I feel like it's a certain level of inundation that does happen. And it's like if you were completely exposed, or people saw you for what you really are, you would be inundated with questions. You know, it's reminding me of like why in Harry Potter the wizards hide themselves from the muggles. It's like because they don't want non-magical people seeking them out and wanting every single one of their needs to be solved, or their problems to be solved through magic. Now, you are here to be of service, but it's kind of like it needs to be on your terms. Otherwise, you get overwhelmed because it's just too much. It's like there's too many people with too many problems, and you can see all of them. And so you're only guided to share when it's actually wise to do so. Freedom. This is part of the freedom that you are meant to work with here on this path. Because as you free yourself from the burden of obligation, perhaps, and instead return to the knowing of divine alignment, 222, divine alignment, right place, right time, it's like you will be placed in the path of the people that need you. They won't necessarily seek you out. You'll just find yourself there. Or if a message is meant to come through, it will, and it will in the divine timing. You won't always know why, because again, it's like foreshadowing, and things might be revealed later, could be even like years or decades down the line that things make sense. But just know that there is an order to this, that there is a divine timing to this. Peace. This also came up in group number 1. If you felt called there, or if you came from there, there could be some confirmation or some additional messages for you. Actually, I feel this one as well. New world. New world. I feel like on this path, you're being prepared to enter into a new world. I'm seeing the cities in the background. I feel like you're coming out of a cage of some kind and you're entering back into tranquility. Now, you could be entering into a highly populous area. I don't know why I'm getting this coming through group number 2, but something about this pathway may lead you into different cities or like highly populated areas. And again, you may feel overwhelmed by that, because you get so much coming through the closer you get to other people. You may have a tendency to want to stay alone or to isolate yourself, very hermit type energy, you know, like the wise woman who lives in the woods type of vibe. But actually, what is going to help you to be of service and to get free from some kind of like this box of restriction around your needs and your gifts and how those two balance out is that you're actually meant to explore different areas. You may be called to travel, to meet different people, strangers along the way. And it's always divinely, like you've always been divinely placed there, right place, right time. You might share just a nugget of wisdom or something important that they needed to know or see, or a perspective that they needed at that time. And it's almost like you could be one fleeting moment in someone's journey, but it's very impactful. Very impactful. And you may want to help the people who are closest to you in the same way and find it difficult to do so. Or perhaps you don't really see the full scope of the help that you're giving through the guidance or through the wisdom that you possess, but I'm seeing like a big sort of twist outcome at the end, or like a surprising event that you are going to be very pleased with in this knowing. Okay, we have birth, and you had rebirth as well. A birth into this new world. I just heard the word democracy. That's interesting. Democracy, democratic. It's like being able to cooperate or have equal rights, or to be able to contribute in a way that is balanced and fair. On the bottom, we have oneness. You are connected to the oneness. That's where your authority and power comes from. Yeah, the trees. Something about nature and the trees. You may be somebody who is deeply held by the trees, but I also just heard the word discovered. You could discover things through the trees. The tree of wisdom, the family tree, the literal trees in the forest. Something about the forest. The archetype of the forest. The devil in reverse. Wow. You're overcoming some restrictions here. You are seeking freedom, and you will achieve that. You're meant to. Something about putting a dent into it. It's like, what are you putting a dent into? I'm not sure. I'm not getting anything else on that. And the hermit, yeah, I had a feeling. The hermit reversed. It's like you're meant to come out of the cave. You're meant to come out of the isolation. You're meant to be seen in some way. You're meant to connect. But there could be hesitation around that. Yeah, Two of Swords. There's definitely hesitation around that. Because you see all variables, because you see all sides, it's sometimes difficult to reconcile that and to know what to do, or to feel overwhelmed by all of this. It's like you hold everything all at once, and it can be quite confusing. King of Cups reversed as well. Ten of Swords and Five of Swords. I did shuffle. I'm going to put these back in because they came up in group number 1 as well. Those two groups are very much connected. They kind of feel separate, but they're very much connected. I'm getting another message about time. I'm seeing this planet here, and it's kind of like Saturn, or it's reminding me of Saturn, and Saturn is the time lord. It's also the lord of karma, so it's like things playing out cause and effect over time. And I'm hearing service to others again, so I feel like you're in service to others, but you don't necessarily see, or they don't see the wisdom of that until time unfolds, until the predictions come true, or until the power of your words have been revealed fully. So this gift has taken time to develop, both in the whole trajectory of your spiritual journey, outside of this lifetime, and then also in this lifetime. Something about Bonnie Bell or Bon something. But I was going to say you've been through many, many rebirths. Queen of Wands reversed. I'm being shown like cloaking yourself. I feel like you psychically cloak yourself a lot. You don't want to be seen. And part of this is maybe protection from some of the, like things that could see you. And then I don't want to go into that here for some reason. I don't want to talk about that devil energy. It's like, let's just set that to the side. But it's basically like you've cloaked yourself here for some reason. Now, usually I would talk about that devil energy. Usually I have no hesitations about that. But even the fact that in this reading I don't want to talk about it, it's like you don't want to invoke anything because you know the power of your focus. And there is a certain level of, I want to say, hypersensitivity to you psychically that may cause you to want to kind of like hide away here. But on this path, I feel like you need to light this torch, or you need to shine it. But there's something here about you wanting to wait. Now, your human self may not want to wait, but your soul self does. Like this higher self wisdom within you is propelling you to wait. Now that's a weird way of saying it, because propelling implies forward movement, but you're being propelled to wait, not compelled, propelled. Weird, right? But there's a purpose to the message. The words have meaning, deeper meaning. And I feel like you're one of those people who can solve puzzles. Six of Pentacles. And you're meant to receive this information so that you can share it, not regurgitate it, but so that you can share it when it's right and in the right way. Six of Pentacles here is that service. I'm hearing divine service. It's like you're here to be in service to the divine, which means you serve other people as an ambassador of the divine or as an advocate of the divine. You're here to build a new world, one that's built on peace and freedom. And through your own prosperity, you will bless many, many people. Masses. The masses. Something about the fruits of that tree of knowledge. I was just going to say, I was hearing lying in wait, and I was seeing monkeys over here. Like these monkeys came to life and they were down below the tree and they were shaking the tree trying to get these fruits to fall. I feel like part of you, I'm hearing the word misaligned, part of you wanting to hide yourself in some way or to be internal or to not share certain things at certain times is because it's like there's other people around here that just want to steal. They just want to take. Now, the world you're building doesn't necessarily have to keep reflecting that to you, or it doesn't have to include people like that. But I feel like you have experience with this, and so you have knowledge of it, and you have the wisdom of this experience to know who to give to and who not to, and when it's appropriate and when it's not, and who's kind of coming in seeking for their own gain, like when it's not going to benefit the whole. But I'm also hearing surprises, and it's kind of like on a lighter note, there's also like this surprise energy, like a surprise celebration or surprise twist ending that's very positive, that wraps things up in a very healthy or happy way, because you finally fit together all these little puzzle pieces, all these little breadcrumbs of information that you've been following along the way. And it concludes in a satisfactory type of way. The Empress reversed. I just heard something about prosperity and wealth, and then something about childbearing years. And I'm hearing beyond a shadow of a doubt. Perhaps there's a shadow of doubt that can sometimes confuse your prophecies as well, because you doubt whether they'll come true or you don't know the context. Queen of Swords. Yeah, it's like you receive so much, but you don't really know how to place it. So what are you supposed to do with this? I'm hearing weight on it. Ace of Cups. I feel like the important thing here is to take care of yourself. Weirdly, I heard scientifically speaking. Take care of yourself scientifically speaking, whatever that means. I guess it would be like take care of your immediate needs. Trust your intuition. Trust that you have this seeing ability. And then wait on it. There's certain cycles that need to be fulfilled here. The moon, the planets, like there's something about the passage of time and the movement through these cycles that is necessary and that is going to reveal additional information. That's what's going to help make sense of things and what you're supposed to do. Six of Cups. I feel like you're going to meet someone. I've never gotten that message from the Six of Cups before, but I'm hearing something about a meeting. And it's connected to the fruits of your labors. You're going to meet someone or re-meet them, because Six of Cups can imply past life history. It's like you're re-meeting them. You have a familiarity with them and you sense that. But it's going to be in the right place in the right time. Maybe even all of the people that you connect to on some level are past associates of yours or past friends and family, and they show up in different forms in this lifetime. But each time you get that little hit, that little nudge of familiarity or that knowing. It's like a memory that's beyond the mind. You can just feel it or sense it, and you know what to say and how to say it so that it's understood and received well. But there could be a couple of I'm getting Something about cats is important too, because I was noticing that there's the cat under the chair here. And then you've got this cat in the background there, Siamese cat. And then you have this tabby in the grass. And it feels like, oh, I'm hearing interdimensional boundaries, right? It's like these exploring these boundaries of the physical world, but also the boundaries like of the non-physical, the boundaries between different dimensions even. And the cats are known as the witch's familiar because they can pass through. They can connect psychically as well. Cats are very psychic, very sensitive. So you may work with cat energy, or there could be sort of like a stalking energy somewhere in the background, that like old devil from the past kind of thing. And I don't think that you're necessarily afraid of it, but I think that you're aware of it and you're cautious, or you're very intentional with who you connect to, because some of the people are so divinely guided and you are meant to connect in certain ways and be messengers for each other and to really deepen the soul level relationship. But at the same time, there's some other people that try to creep in and maybe pretend to be those people. And you can get a read on them right away. So definitely don't doubt yourself. I want to say like there's a certain level of certainty that you have that if your ego mind gets in the way of that, it can cause doubt. But allow yourself to trust what you feel intuitively about someone, because you do get a pretty accurate read on things. And if something feels off with someone, even if it looks good on the surface, it could be because they're intending to take from you, or they've already tried to. You know, it's like they're energy stealers. Page of Wands on the bottom, Queen of Cups, Page of Swords. It's like people come to you. I'm getting kind of like a mother type energy as well, right? We did have the Empress here. It's like these children come to you, and some children are well behaved, or some children are your own, and others are not. And some of them are not very well behaved, and they come to you and they try to steal or break your stuff. You know, it's like so you have to set boundaries. You have to be very clear about who you let into your house. And I don't mean literal house, but I mean more like your energetic house. I'm hearing something about stalling for the plan. So again, something about time and like taking your time with something because there's a plan to that. And if you feel like you've been stalled out or you've been stalling, there's actually a reason for that. It is intentional. Okay, let's look at the Astro Dice. Aries also came up in group number 1. More confirmation. I cannot believe it. I mean, I can. 6th house, daily routines, your schedule, your work, your colleagues, the people that you are influencing here, I'm hearing. And then you've got Mercury. Yes, communication, transmission of messages, receiving at a distance. I'm seeing transmissions, but I'm also seeing cars again. And I'm seeing you traveling around. Mercury is like, it's the messenger god energy. So picture Hermes with the wings on his feet, rushing around delivering messages. You might be called to travel to deliver these messages, or people might come from far off lands to receive these messages from you. This could be part of your work. Again, you're a leader in this. But I keep getting this hesitation. It's intentional. I don't know why, and I'm not being shown why. And each time that I telepathically try to ask that, I'm met with nothing. So it feels like I'm not meant to know, you're not meant to know why, but there's a timing to this. There's like an archetypal structure to it, or there's like a passage of time cycle to this that you just need to trust it. And I think on some deep level, you know this, but some level of the human mind is still kind of interfering or getting in the way. Maybe this is even some of that stealing energy. It's like the human ego can sometimes steal from itself without realizing it. But the fruits of those trees, the fruits of your labors, they will be evident to you. And I'm hearing evidentiary support, and I'm being brought back to that message about scientific. So there will be proof. There will be literal expressions of this, and I'm hearing lived experience, and you're going to live through that, or other people are going to live through that and experience it. And I'm hearing positive feedback, and I'm seeing people cheerleading. And I'm hearing masses again. So like large groups of people cheerleading because they see a glimpse of what you see, but they see how things come to be when you speak on them. It's like you have words of power here, group number 2. Very much so, words of power. And with great power comes great responsibility. I just heard, don't shake the tree, let those fruits fall on their own. Let those fruits fall on their own. Their ripeness will determine when they drop. Okay, I think that's it. I'm going to leave the message there. I hope it was helpful. Just take what resonates and leave the rest. Check out group 1 if you haven't already. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Big special thank you to the members. If you want to join the memberships and get the ad-free additional content, we post additional readings once a week as well as monthly live streams. The information is in the description box, or you can hit the join button. I'm also offering readings and energy healing sessions right now. Information is in the description box. Thank you for those of you who have ordered and for your patience with the turnaround. It varies. It really depends on the divine timing, my energy. There's a whole bunch of different things that kind of go into the timing of things. And I think that's important because we were talking a lot about timing in your reading as well. And so sometimes I get delayed on retrieving certain messages and transmitting them to the people who have purchased. Other times I am prompted to do them right away. Other times I need to do my own work internally to be prepared enough to do the work for with someone else in that way. So yeah, I'm just saying that not as a disclaimer, but as like information and context for you as well, group number 2. Okay, if you want to book with me, information is in the description box below. If you have any questions, just let me know, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. You guys chose the elephant. And the first message that's coming through really strongly for you about the path that you're currently on is that there's a multitude of different blockages or obstructions to this path that are being removed. You know, the elephant can break down many walls. Small things, big things, they don't get in the elephant's way. And if they do, the elephant will crash through them, kind of like a wrecking ball. I'm getting this wrecking ball energy for you. And it's reminding me here also of the god Ganesha, Lord Ganesha, or Ganesh, and they are the remover of obstacles. So you are on a path right now where you are bulldozing through things that once stopped you or that have been placed in your path. And I'm hearing something about requirements as well, something about requirements and tricks of the trade. There's a certain level of power and authority coming through as well. And you being able to hold space or take up space. Yes, take up space. The elephant is big, takes up a lot of space. I'm hearing making power moves, like you're meant to make some kind of power moves right now to take up space, to kind of like blast through barriers that once stopped you. Maybe you felt meek as a mouse or afraid of something. You're not meant to play small anymore, group number 3. This path that you're currently being initiated onto, and I'm using that word very intentionally and intuitively because I'm getting that coming through. You're being initiated. And as you are doing this initiation with yourself, for yourself, you're busting through these walls. You're breaking down these barriers. Development and growth. Right before I pulled that card, I was hearing motherhood and timing. Elephants are matriarchal in their structure. Resurrection. I just felt called to ask you, what is being resurrected? What is being resurrected in your life? Ooh, fertility and sex. Is it your sexuality? Is it some blockage? And it says the pregnant twins on top there. Can you see that? I don't know if it's going to focus. You could be resurrecting, your fertility in life. And if this isn't literal, then this is talking about your sexual power, your sexual energy, your divine feminine essence, whether you're masculine or feminine, it exudes through the sacral chakra. It's like you're breaking barriers down in your level of creation energy, because that's what sexual energy is. It's creation energy. We have sex and then life is born from that. So It's like you are being reinitiated or initiating yourself into receiving this level of power. Oh yeah, I just looked at Osiris, god of the afterlife and fertility. Yes, fertility, 333, as I held this up to the camera. So, okay, fertility. I'm hearing something about rumblings or grumblings. I'm not sure what that's talking about. Creation and artistry on the bottom here. 2s and 8s, 2, 8, 2, 8. Illumination or revelation. And death and endings. Well, you had God of the afterlife and resurrection, which is like a death and a rebirth, and illumination and revelation. It's wow. Yeah, the sarcophagi here are standing out to me. I'm hearing standing up and standing up for your future. Standing up for your future. I'm hearing you're being blessed. And yeah, the elephant here, something has taken some time to grow or to re-access this level of fertility. There's been a rebirth. That came through in all 3 groups today. That rebirth energy is strong right now in the collective. Very strong. So you could become like pregnant with an idea, something you want to create artistically. You could be literally pregnant or becoming pregnant very soon. If you don't want that, be careful. Because it's like if you put a barrier in a place, you use some kind of birth control, you got to be careful because that might get broken through. Oh, that's funny. Landing. Safe landing. Something is landing in your lap. I'm being shown something landing in your lap. What is landing in your lap? An idea. It feels like a realization, and it feels like a personality shift. All of a sudden, I just got this sense of, oh, the personality is shifting. Like you're landing in a new territory because you've pushed through these walls, these blocks, these barriers, these frequency fences in the sacral chakra. There's a big elevation that's going to come from this. Awake. Awake. And illumination. Revelation. Awake. It's like you're seeing something through new eyes. It's like a new persona is being born. A new version of you is being created and brought to life. And I'm hearing child of God. Oneness, yeah. Child of the oneness. Exit. Wow. Exit. Death and endings. It's kind of like one soul leaves, one soul enters. I'm not meaning that literally, but there's something here about, I'm getting this strongly, so I have to say it, a shift in frequency and pregnancy. This is not going to be for everyone. And if it is not literal, then don't take it like that. It could be just symbolic of this fertility that you're in, but I'm getting that strongly coming through. It's for some of you, it's for someone here, or for a few of you, this is literal. It's literal pregnancy. Something you've manifested. Knight of Pentacles on the bottom, but it has been very slow growth. 5 of Wands. Okay, I'll come back to that. We have the Magician. I'm hearing making ends meet. We've got the 8 of Cups in reverse. The 6 of Wands upright. And the Lovers. Didn't you have... No, development and growth. The Lovers in reverse. I'm hearing a decision has been made. Oh, okay. A decision has been made. And I literally just heard the song. Oh my God, this is so crazy. I'm hearing this song, and I'm keeping my baby. What is that from? That's the line I heard. So there could literally be a decision to keep a child or to keep trying for a child. But there's been some difficulty here. There's been some challenges. Okay, I want to come to this Five of Wands energy. I feel like there's been some disputes or disagreements about how to build with this energy. It's like you've got this sort of bulldozer or this wrecking ball type energy, and when you come in, you kind of break things down. Now that's important. That needs to happen because endings and exits need to happen for this rebirth to occur, or like something needs to be broken down so that something else can be rebuilt in its place, something better. But there may have been like either internal conflict, or there could have been lots of different people with different opinions about this, or about how you were meant to use this idea or this sexual energy or whatever. It's kind of like there's opposition, not aggressively, but just disagreements is kind of what I'm getting. Now I'm getting also a strong message that you're just going to wake up knowing what you need to do. I'm hearing the pathway is cleared. Yeah, back to that same message, but it's like the pathway is cleared for you when you realize what you need to do, when you make this decision, and I'm hearing it's confirmed to you. So it's like you make the decision in a split second, or you have a realization about this, or it's like you sleep on it and you wake up knowing exactly what you need to do, and then you follow that or you pursue it, and it makes itself very plain to you that that was the right decision. And I'm hearing the word initiation again. And again, moving beyond the barriers. I'm hearing that, moving beyond the barriers. What else does group number 3 need to know about this pathway? What does it hold? Well, actually, right after I said that, I'm like, well, it holds victory. Right in the center of your reading is Six of Wands. It holds victory, success. I'm hearing recognition that you made the right decision. And I'm seeing these people who were holding these 5 wands over here, who were initially combating against you and kind of contesting what you were deciding. I see them actually going, oh, you know what? You were right. You were right. We were wrong. And we're very aware of that. And we're celebrating the fact that you did this. And you did it even when it was difficult. That is so weird. But I just heard the poor man's Jeff Goldblum. What is that? Oh, right. Okay. I just saw a flash of Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park where he's like, life finds a way. Life finds a way. But why was it the poor man's Jeff Goldblum? Maybe it's like you didn't think that life was going to find a way like this, or this path was not going to clear, or this blockage was not going to be removed, or you believed that there was no way that you could make ends meet, perhaps literally or financially. I'm not seeing any... I almost wanted to say cups cards. We do have the 8 of cups here, but I'm not seeing any pentacles cards here regarding finances. But I did hear making ends meet, and I did hear that poor man reference. So perhaps there's financial constraints to this idea, like how do I get this project off the ground? Or if it's raising a child, how am I going to afford to do that? And I'm hearing making ends meet, or there's some kind of coming together once the decision has been made and it's been confirmed correct, that again, those obstacles are going to be eliminated. Like they're just going to fall down. I'm seeing like falling down of these walls. It's just like timber, or she would just blast right through it. I also just got a reference to Tim Burton coming through as well. Tim Burton, 2 movie references, well, actors and producers. So you could be producing something artistically. There could be some level of theatrical aspect to this, or animation aspect to this. It feels like you're literally manifesting. You're taking an idea, a seed, a concept, a sperm cell, whatever, and you're turning it into something that has life. You're literally giving birth to something, or metaphorically giving birth to something. And you're going to want to prepare for that. I want to say group number 3. You're going to want to prepare for that. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm being shown somebody sliding down the trunk of the elephant here. That's such a strange image. It's like a person like kind of surfing down the elephant's trunk. Oh, that actually is reminding me of a scene in Lord of the Rings. I think it's Return of the King. I could be wrong. It could be Two Towers. But no, I think it's Return of the King, when Legolas, the elf, is sliding down the trunk of those giant elephant creatures. when he's in battle. And I was just talking about being prepared for something. So perhaps being prepared or balanced in some way, because it's like sliding down the trunk is not an easy thing to do, but you're able to do it quite effortlessly. It's just like, again, like all these barriers are just removed. You're able to improvise is kind of the sense I'm getting from this. Again, lots of movie references coming up in your reading, group number 3. And I'm taking note of that because there's 3 movie references so far, and it feels significant to me. These could be like symbolic reference points, or it could be about a story that you have to tell or that you want to create, or a character that you're becoming, the development of this character. And you're not play acting that, you're just breaking down the barriers that prevented you from being that. I'm hearing becoming who I am, becoming who I am. Breaking down any barriers that once restricted your authentic self-expression. And I'm hearing that that's connected to personal power, personal power. I feel like any complications that arise, you're going to be able to overcome them very effortlessly. From the outside, it's going to look like there was no sweat off your brow. From the inside, it may not feel like that, okay? So I do want to kind of like prepare you for the fact that sometimes it may not feel easy because this is an initiation. It may not feel easy, but the conclusive results that are found here, or like the way that you handle it and how that is seen by other people, is going to be very effortless. It's going to look, like when you see a gymnast in the Olympics performing their set routine, and it's like, oh my God, they're flipping around effortlessly and it looks so fluid and so easy. But then when we try to do that, when we don't have skill at that, or we haven't practiced like they have, it looks hard. Like, when you're bad at something and you make it look difficult. When someone's really good at something, they make it look easy, even if it's not easy at all. It's very hard. But you're going to make this look easy because you're either being prepared for this now, or you have prepared for this. You have prepared for this, my friend. You have. And I'm hearing you've got gold in buckets. You've got gold in buckets. So something about buckets, or like I'm seeing sandcastles as well. I'm hearing you're filling yourself up. I'm seeing the trunk of the elephant spraying milk and oats. Weird. That's such a weird, something about like sowing your oats or milk, mother's milk. It's reminding me of a card in the Wisdom of the Oracle, which says milk and honey. I think there's actually an elephant. Can we get that? Should we get that? I think we should. Okay, found the deck. I'm going to shuffle it and I'm going to pull from it. And then if it doesn't come out, we'll actually look for it, because I do want to show you that card. But I want to get some from this deck anyway. So for group number 3, this path, this clearing of these obstacles, what else do they need to know here? Serendipity and flexible. Yeah, the gymnast, very flexible and acrobatic. Like you're going to be able to move in ways that you haven't before, and things are lining up exactly as they need to. Good luck. 18 and 19. Now they are kind of like the other way around, but I feel like there is a certain level of progression here. Yeah, the egg, birth. Treasure Island, buckets of gold and Treasure Island. It doesn't get much better than that. I feel like it's been slow for a percentage of time. I don't know why I wanted to say that, but a percentage of time it has been slow. But things are going to pick up speed quite quickly. Yeah, because there's a change in the wind. African animals, elephants and zebra. Africa. Well, Mother Africa. Africa is the birthplace of humanity, so they say. So, again, Mother. It's all bringing me back to Mother. Happy, happy. This is going to be something that is profound for you in the sense that it is providing so much fulfillment. It's like what you've been seeking is finally found. And you're pushed in that direction, and all of the barriers dissolve. Yang energy, wow. I'm hearing the mother and the father. Yang energy is masculine. It's that the act of creation itself. It's the putting into effect. and clean it up. Okay. I'm seeing somebody waking up and then making their bed. It's like as you awaken to something here, there's a certain level of routine or cleansing and clearing that's going to take place. Okay, I'm going to look for the card. Yep, there it is, milk and honey. And I was right, there is an elephant in it. Milk and honey. I feel like I need to read this. Now I'm going to have to go look for the book. Maybe you've had to go looking for certain things, or you've been searching for something for a long time. Group number 3, you've been searching for this level of prosperity or satisfaction or nourishment. And on this path that you're currently on, or in this path, I want to say, it's not even on the path. It's like you're in it. It's already happening. You're going to discover some great wealth here. Okay, let's find, here and now is on the bottom as I say that. You're in it. It's in the now. Let's find this book. I literally just opened it to serendipity. Hold on, I need to sit back down because I was walking back from my bookshelf and carrying this in my hand. I opened it right to serendipity. The relationship message is sticking out to me. Let's read it. Spirit has a plan, and that plan is to place you in front of the right person at the right time. You have met or are about to meet someone vitally important to your journey, someone Spirit wants to bring into your life. Only divine I'm hearing divine vortices, like a vortex. Only divine forces can plan this meeting. It is out of your hands. Pay attention to the signs Spirit presents. And you've got number 69, which is it's reminding me of yin and yang. You've got yang here, yin meeting yang, coming together, harmonizing, balancing. The Lover's card under there. Okay, let's find milk and honey. It's right at the end of the book, and I was taking note of the fact that it took me a while to find this in the deck. And same thing with like looking for the deck itself and the book itself. It's like there were certain obstacles to finding what you were looking for, but it's because it just wasn't quite the right time, or you had some work to do to prepare or to clean things up or to set the stage for what was about to take place. But now it's here, or it's coming in very quickly. The essential meaning of this card is the taste of prosperity, opportunities born of authenticity, nurturing abundance, trusting that your needs will be met. The Oracle's message: you've entered a sweet time in your life, enjoying the land of milk and honey that everyone wants to experience. It's an interlude. Hold on, before I move to the next page, look at this, 191. The 1s are the gateway. The 9 is the closing of a cycle, and you're moving through that. It's the initiation. I keep getting that. Okay, it's an interlude that feels more languid than ambitious when all your senses are awake. Oh yeah, awake. Yes, to the unlimited possibilities in the universe. These times are precious and only come when you're in the authentic zone, wearing the world as a loose garment. Not wanting, yet able to be nourished in ways both tangible and subtle. Abundance is an energy that you are a living part of. All your needs are being met. You are given the gift of nourishment in every form. And then I'm being called to read the prosperity message. There is only one authentic you. This version of yourself is Spirit's emissary in the world. When you're in alignment with the truth that you are a unique expression of the divine, your ego can rest and your soul can illuminate your purpose. Now is the time when you're seeking your true north. When you find this direction, you automatically step into prosperity, and the world brings you evidence of abundance. Miracles are a choice and a way of seeing the world. With every choice you make right now, you have the potential to seize good fortune and embrace your destiny. Opportunities will lead you to your best life now. Be open to them. You're getting a sweet taste of what you want. Sweet success, sweet victory. Wow. Let's close your reading with the Astro Dice. See some final closing messages here for this path. Aries. Aries has literally, I shit you not, you can go and look at the other videos, it has rolled in every single reading. Every single group today. Aries came out of this dice. And then we have the first house, which is ruled by Aries. It's the self, your identity, your body. The nourishment, the leadership, stepping into that. And then you have Mercury. If you felt called to group number 2, I'm hearing God, like God, like creator God. You are a creator God. If you felt called to group number 2, maybe check that out as well. Oh boy, group number 3. I feel like you are starting a mission here, breaking down all these barriers to your authentic self, really stepping into the expression of you, the real you. I feel like you're becoming more you than you've ever been before. You're not taking opposition as a restriction anymore. You're not taking disagreement as something that should shape how you land, how you prosper. It's like you're not letting anything block that prosperity anymore. And the sacral chakra does rule abundance as well. Like it's the creative force that all life and things are created from, and it does rule money too. So I feel like you're stepping into a wealth or prosperity, an abundance mindset, an abundant version of yourself, and you are going to see that. You're going to be nourished, very well nourished. Very happy. Okay, sweet things in life coming to you, my friend. What a beautiful reading. I am so happy for you, and I will hold this in my heart to help expand it on your behalf. Okay. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I hope that this reading was helpful. Just take what resonates and leave the rest, of course, especially with some of those literal messages. You see how it unfolds. But yeah, thank you again for being here, and thank you to the members for being here on the channel as well and supporting my work in that way. Financially does make a difference for me, helps me make ends meet, and helps me feel prosperous and abundant in the work that I do while working to heal those wounds, actually. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want to become a member, you get access to additional weekly content, ad-free, as well as monthly live streams for different tiers. If you are looking to join, the join button is there, or you can hit the links in the description box. Kitty is meowing in the background for confirmation for somebody if you felt called. And I'm currently offering readings in Reiki as well. Information is in the description box below. Time periods are flexible, divine timing is at play, and my energy reserves are of note in turnaround time. But thank you to everyone who has ordered and who will order. I'm looking forward to connecting energetically and seeing what comes through in divine timing. I love you. Bless you. We'll see you in the next reading. Bye.